And this is your 2025-2026 Austin High Varsity Cheer Team. And now, the Johnson Jaguars will play their school song.
Ready to roll? Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Week 3 of the high school scene is set to kick off here tonight. David Roy, Paul Longoria here with you in the broadcast booth. It's been a little bit of a funky night for us kind of setting up just because we're having to share the space. We're having to share the wealth here tonight as we get situated and set up here because the away side press box is currently under construction at this time. So we're having to share up here a little bit.
A little bit,
You know, we're having to share as we welcome you into House Park, home of the Austin High Maroons. And as we get set and situated here for you, we'll break it down. Both teams come into tonight 0-2. They haven't been able to pick up a win on either side. Austin High, as part of their 0-2 stretch, they're actually looking for their first touchdown on the season. They still haven't accomplished that yet either.
Okay. Yeah, they've struggled a little bit. I do think they've lost a couple of close games, particularly last week to Stony Point.
Yeah.
And Stony Point, at least right now to this point, 2-0 on the season. So, you know, at the end, we'll see what they do when they kick it off tonight. And Austin High looking to get off this 0-2 start. Really, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle,
Yeah.
not one that was necessarily unanticipated, losing a lot of snaps and veteran leadership. And when you go into the season so unknown, you know, sort of the types of play can happen, like the struggles that Austin High has had the first 2 weeks. And so we'll fresh start tonight and kick it off against Buda Johnson.
Yeah, we'll see what Austin High can manage. We talked with Coach Cecil last week. Couple things to point out for fans at home. A, it's a new offensive scheme, right? And so everybody's having to relearn the terminology. They're having to learn their responsibilities, and they're still having to communicate. The one part that goes into that is they got to figure out how to play fast, in Coach Cecil's words. And that means figuring out, essentially, how can we get our players, how can we get our team to stop having to think so much and just go and do?
Exactly. And, you know, they've struggled on both sides of the ball, but probably if you've got to pick the side of the ball where they've struggled the most, it has really been the offense. I think going into Game 3, they're still seeking some sort of sense of identity as to what sort of team are there. They're going to lean a little bit more through the air, or are they going to try to pound the ball more on the ground? They haven't really been able to establish something to where you can say, okay, well, they definitely like to lean on the running game, and they like to lean on the passing game. Now, a big issue with that, and we mentioned it at the very start with regards to losing a lot of snaps from your team, from last year's team, is on the offensive line. And, you know, you can replace a player here or there in a position group, but, boy, when you lose essentially an entire offensive line, that had a lot of years of experience and a lot of snaps of experience, it's really hard to bring that group together, the next group together to gel. And we've seen that. The offensive line has struggled both in the running and passing game.
It's going to be a tough test, I think, especially, too, when you talk about this group who is learning Coach Cecil's voice. And the other part of it, too, is, and we haven't really talked about this too much just because we haven't really seen it come up, at least on the defensive side, which is UIL put into place this season to be in line with college, help prepare these kids for the next level just that much more, is they have that direct on-field communication that's part of that. So it's not somebody running in with plays. It's not necessarily just somebody holding up flashcards. You actually have people in the booth talking down to the field, to the players on the field getting the plays in. So Coach Rocky Clark, the defensive coordinator, he's calling in the defensive plays. Coach Cecil, hands off in that regard, right? And he's talked about it, asked him about it. He said he's done it both ways, but he's hands off right now. And then on the offensive side, they're doing the same thing. They're signaling the plays down to the quarterback. That, I'm sure, is not easy either, trying to work through that on the offensive side. On a year when you're adding in a coaching change, an offensive scheme change, all of it coming together is adding to that confusion.
It's a lot, and I know people may say, well, I mean, the coaches are talking to them directly. It's got to be pretty easy, but it's really not. I mean, the minds of these players are racing at hyper speed, and they're trying to process all information, terminology, and everything, and when the rubber meets the road, you get a certain number, you get a certain amount of time to get the play call in, get it called, line it up, and run it and execute, and that can be a lot. It's kind of all the data that they're trying to take in. It's akin to trying to drink from a fire hose.
Right.
And so we've seen that, and it's been a rocky first couple of games, but they get to go out tonight and prove that they've improved after the first two games and try to get a win over here over Buda Johnson.
We'll see as the Maroons are set to take the field. The colors, the state of Texas comes out with all of it, and of course, no introduction on the things that take place today. They've redone the stands here, by the way, and they've kind of done some moving around. So the student section, the marching band for Austin High, has moved over about one section over from where they were last season. The Austin High crowd's starting to fill in. They've changed the parking lot setup, which is, I'm sure, part of it. Fans are having to park just a little bit further away now and having to try and find a spot and work their way over.
I still parked where I did.
You still parked
in that parking garage. If they change anything there, I may be in trouble. But
well, I mean, and you'll have the street back here all lined with cars up and down, and everybody parking, trying to find a spot. It was mentioned before at the top of the broadcast, we're having to share. Dave Campbell's is out here on the other side. We actually had to kind of kick them out of our spot because look, it's nothing against them. It's just. We're at home. We get a little kind of home field welcome. We're here for the home team. We're here for you, the fans at home, tuning in, watching Maroon. That subject, by the way, tonight's broadcast of Maroon football is, of course, brought to you in part by Torchy's Tacos.
Thank you. Gentlemen, please meet at midfield for the coin toss.
Captains do not change for the Maroons.
You mentioned the change in the parking. There's not a whole lot of parking down. It's a beautiful setting down here where we are. You get sort of the leaves start to turn a little bit. It's obviously still about 90-something degrees. But, last week there at Kelly Reeves out in Round Rock, they had enough parking for a Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, exactly.
Exactly.
They've got the referees mic'd up, which we appreciate.
Yeah.
We couldn't hear a word they were saying last week into the press box there at Kelly Reeves. Not sure that was intentional or not, but we couldn't hear a word that we were saying. We can hear what they're saying now,
That's right.
and that is Buda Johnson will get the ball to start here tonight.
Austin High deferring on that.
On that day, nearly 3,000 innocent lives were lost, and countless more will forever change. We honor the first responders who ran toward danger, the families who carry the memory of their loved ones, and all who have served and sacrificed in the years since this tragic event. Though 20 years have passed, we vow to never forget. At this time, we ask you to join us in a moment of silence as we remember and reflect. Thank you. Please remain standing as we honor our nation with the national anthem being sung by Austin High's Jacob Baird.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You know, it's not often that you come into a high school game with the weight of 9/11 sitting behind it, but that is what we walk into tonight. 24 years ago, of course, the tragedy of 9/11 took place, and so a moment of remembrance, of silence here on the field, the national anthem put in behind it, and it just adds another layer to this matchup here tonight between the Maroons and the Jaguars.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to believe it's been 24 years. Sometimes it feels like yesterday, and other times it feels even longer ago. But day we always remember and honor, and certainly remember those that lost their lives and those brave first responders that gave their lives in the line of duty. They ran into the building while everyone was running out, so.
Austin High set to kick this one away. Kick is pooched short.
Buda Johnson will get that out to the 30-yard line where they'll set up on their right hash. First opportunity for the Maroons to make a statement on the defensive side of the ball.
Snap, give off the right side.
Well, nothing fancy about that. Just a sweep to the left, handoff. You get one block. I thought maybe could have been a hold out there on the receiver for Buda Johnson, but don't call it. But they had the numbers out there, and big 19-yard gain for Johnson.
We'll come out in the gun, 1st and 10 again. Snap. Give off the right side. Pushing forward. And brought down.
Again, nothing fancy about that. Just a snap, run a sweep, hand the ball off to the running back going to his right. Maroons with a chance to make a tackle for a loss, but they don't make it, and Johnson ends up picking up 4 yards on the play.
Stay in the gun. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 to either side. Give. Running outside and to the left, and it's another 1st down as he's forced out of bounds.
Well, they've run 3 straight plays, all the same. The only difference is one went to the right and the first and the third play went to the left. They're just getting numbers out there, getting matched up. I understand you in theory, you can call holding on every play, but
right.
I think at some point right there at that point of attack, you got to be able to see that receiver's arms outside the defender and holding.
Give, quarterback keeps left. And forced out of bounds.
Well, Buda Johnson doing nothing fancy on this drive thus far. Just snapping the ball and putting it on the ground or keeping it on the ground. They've quickly found themselves inside the 30 of the Maroons.
Receiver coming in motion, and this one's going to get whistled.
Looks like there's a little movement up front, left guard on that, is what I saw. 54. 52. I was off by 2.
Well, we don't have, unfortunately, Buda Johnson roster, so you know we're a little stuck here.
Had to push him back 5 yards, 1st and 15. Procedure call on the center there.
Not something you see every day.
And now there's going to be another one. This time on the right guard.
There we go.
I think they're having a bit of a mix-up on the signal. Couldn't hear who that was on, but the right guard went on the first count, and it looked like the center was about to snap it, but then he held it, and out came the flag. So another 5 yards back for Buda Johnson, put him at a 1st and 20.
Well, hurry up to the line here. Time ticking away here on that play clock on 1st and 20. Receiver flares out to the right, trying to set up a screen backside. Pass drops, and it'll be incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down. Snap again. Pass incomplete yet again.
Well, they're going to flag on the play. Looks like it's either going to be a pass interference or a hold. Now they're going to call a PI on that. On the corner, it looks like it's going to be Van Kutzer.
So this will move Buda Johnson up.
It's been automatic first down, so that's a big play there against the Maroons. You got a chance, 2nd and 20. You've been gassed immediately to start the game, but then you find yourselves being able to defend 2nd and 20, and then you give up the pass interference on really what was not a very well thrown ball. Receiver just turning a square pattern in.
Empty backfield here. Snap. Quick pass outside, and that'll be incomplete.
Well, Johnson now trying to get things going in the passing game and haven't looked really terribly good at it, but the Maroons will take it, bring up 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun. Trips bunch left. Everybody in tight here, and this will be a give. No, quarterback keeper, and stood up. They're going to award him about a yard, and that'll bring up 3rd and 9. Time continues to tick. Quarterback, snap, and in trouble. Down he goes.
Nice defensive play there by the Maroons. Holden Taylor first in there, really forcing that quarterback a very, very late decision to try to hand the ball off, and then looks like it was Michael Friday that came in to clean up the ball carrier for a loss. Chance for the Maroons to get off the field here. I don't see a punt unit going in for Johnson. The ball at the 30. It probably doesn't make a ton of sense to try to punt it here, or actually inside the 30.
Kind of in like we were talking about last week in that no man's land in between.
Yeah.
They need 13. Little screen here, tunnel screen, nowhere to go.
Nice play there by Michael Friday on the tunnel screen, just coming back, making the play on the receiver. Maroons get the ball low, turnover on downs. Start off solid field position at their own 30. Offense trying out on the field. They've had slow starts last 2 weeks. I mean, that's
well, and they're still to a degree figuring out the quarterback situation. You have Whit Davenport, and then you have with him Elijah Gablone. The two of them trying to figure this out.
Yeah. A little jet sweep going to a nice pick up there.
I'll pick up about 5.
Jet sweep to Brady Ford. Nice piece of running. Made the first defender miss. Spun, cut up field. Good first down. Carry of 5 yards. We talked about it last week, and I know it's the very first drive of the game, but Austin High's got to try to stay ahead of the chains, and it starts with first down, getting 5 yards. So you're there. You're halfway to that get that first down.
Play fake, Davenport with time, fires, and rolling over backwards is Enzo Hoopman, and he will convert and pick up the first down with a gain of about 7.
You know, they talk about a wide receiver getting out and sitting down for the quarterback in his zone. Literally, Hoopman sat down on that play as he sitting up. Good start for the Maroons.
1st and 10 to go. Snap. Davenport in trouble. Davenport shakes off 2, fighting for yardage. And Whit Davenport finally picks up.
What could have been a 3-4 yard loss. So Davenport didn't find a receiver. He was kind of under duress early. Just made his way upfield. Some tough running. And it doesn't sound like much, but like we talked about with the offense of Austin High struggling, the difference between 2nd and 13 and 2nd and 7 is like a mile.
I'll come out in the gun, 3 wide rather, tying to the right. 2 receivers to the left, receiver coming in motion. They'll join him in the backfield. Snap, giving it to him. Well, he ain't on my depth chart, so he's buried somewhere in the roster. We put together the depth chart, and 11 was not listed.
And there they go, changing things up on them.
You see, every time I think we get something going, they decide to do something different. On seeing this is listed, it's Elijah Gablon. Who is in, but it brought up 3rd and 5, long ball, incomplete.
The throw wasn't too bad on there. It was could have been a little bit more to the outside, but Ford with the good effort, but just couldn't haul the pass in. Looks like we're going for this. Now we're gonna punt it. Chance for the Maroons to pin Johnson inside their own 20.
Snap, punt from James Patterson, and fair catch signaled right there at about
in the 24, it looks like.
That's what it looks like to me. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Buda Johnson. I'll start out of the gun. Snap, quarterback keeper running outside to the left. And he'll push him out of bounds, and he'll pick up about 2, maybe 3 on 1st down.
Good job by the Maroon defense. Scrape over. Not give the quarterback too much room on that one to go get to the outside.
The thing they have to be cognizant of is they keep stopping the clock.
Yeah, they're not restarting.
Well, they keep running out of bounds, and so, it stops the clock naturally. As there's a broken tackle on a big 1st down. Empty backfield here for Buda Johnson. Snap. Quarterback keeper again right up the middle. There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And so while this is a really good gain, I don't believe that this will stand.
Well, it came from the side, Judge. Yeah, legal procedure. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that will mitigate a really nice 1st down run for the Jaguars of Buda Johnson.
Boy, that'll drive a coach crazy. That's one of those, just a simple pre-snap penalty. You don't get, somebody didn't get up on the line of scrimmage. You literally have the side judge telling you if you're up or not.
Yeah.
I didn't quite catch who was not up on the line of scrimmage, but that was a penalty.
So walk up to the line, out of the gun. 3 wide, 2 into the left, single receiver to the right. And quarterback running this one. Nowhere for him to go.
Van Cuts are the first one to get in there. That play really kind of blown up by Johnson on their own with a bad snap. Play was a mess from the beginning. Quarterback tried to do as much as he could to reverse the field and come back, but Cutzer was right there to stop him.
Well, and he'll lose 5, so now you've got 2nd and 20 as we near that 4-minute mark, or that 4-minute mark rather. Off left and picks up about 8 of what they need.
Maroons, good opportunity here to get off the field, 3rd and 13.
Snap, throw, 3rd and 12, lofting one, the fade on the sideline, incomplete.
Very nice coverage there. Pass wasn't too bad, but good coverage there on the play.
They'll bring up 4th down, and I would expect that Buda will punt this one away. Snap, punt, high spiraling kick, fair catch signal by Jason Martinez. He'll field that one at the 16-yard line. And that is where the Maroons will take over with about 2:47 remaining here in this first quarter of play. Out of the gun are the Maroons. Davenport in at behind the gun. Snap, play fake. Davenport launching this one. And it is dropped by Jaden Vasquez.
I couldn't tell if the ball was tipped or just it came out of Davenport's hands a bit funny, but kind of high and fluttered a little bit. And Vasquez did a nice job coming back. He had a chance to make the play, but the defender got his hand in there last minute. Certainly affect the ability to catch it. And the ball falls incomplete.
Coming out of the gun. Snap. Throw to the side. It is caught. Logan Davis on a nice little wide receiver screen. He'll get out to the 20.
Boy, I saw that thing in slow motion. I thought for sure he was going to get blown up a little bit more. Fortunately, he was able to shake off the tackle by the Johnson defender and get himself upfield for a very manageable 3rd and 5. That play really should have been no gain or maybe even a loss of 1 or 2, but Davis with a really good job to turn that into a positive.
They don't quite give him 5. They'll give him about 6 as we near the 2-minute mark of this first quarter. Two backs in the backfield. And a give outside to the right. Here's Elijah Gablone. He changed from 17 to 11.
Yeah.
On the run.
Did a good job of bouncing it out, but just too many defenders there to run him down and stop him short of the first down.
And he picked up half of what was needed. And so the Maroons will punt. And it is blocked! And Buda Johnson will pick it up in the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, last year, big mistake early in the punting game cost Johnson an early score, and tonight, same thing. Although this one's obviously more direct. The other one just led to a great field position for Johnson. This one leads to a block punt into the end zone, recovery by Johnson, and a touchdown to go up.
This one nearly got through, but the kick is good. And so Buda Johnson comes up 7-0.
Dan McGuire 7, Maroon 0.
Early here in the favor of Buda Johnson. Just about a minute remaining here in this first quarter. And the Maroons now, the offense is having some movement. It's just a little inconsistent right now.
Yeah.
But I would say if you look back at the tape and you look back over these last couple of weeks, I would say progress.
Yeah, a little bit. I think you can say that. Unfortunately, we still find ourselves down a touchdown late in this first quarter, and boy, it's hard to give up 7 on special teams when you're already kind of struggling in both offense and defense. The defense so far tonight has done a pretty solid job after those first 4 initial plays where Johnson just kind of mowed down the field before their drive stalled out. But the defense has done a pretty solid job. But then you still find yourself down 7 on the special team score. So a bit frustrating there.
And this kick fielded from inside the 10. And I'll push him out of bounds right about the 30-yard line.
Well, maybe a little laundry would come out. Looked like he was already out of bounds when the defender was still twirling him and flung him to the ground, but no flag on that.
Can't have a flag on every play, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
We'll see what the Maroons offer here with a new set of downs and now down 7. Man in motion, snap, give, run up the middle, and the Maroons testing the teeth of that Buda Johnson defense. Modest little gain. Picks up about, they're going to give him a little bit extra on that extra effort that he gives and give him 4. We'll see if they snap this. Looks like they would have to.
We have a quarterback change on this series.
Yeah, Gablone in. A little bit of a triple option read, and Gablone keeps it himself. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
I would not do that to you. I'm better than that.
Looks like when we come back, we'll have 3rd and 3.
Johnson 7, Austin High.
3rd and 3 for the Maroons when we return here on the Vibe Live Network. We'll step aside.
Austin High football have to give special recognition to our
Everybody at home, don't freak out about your camera sets just yet. We're set. Snap, give. And
It's going to be no gain, or it looks like loss of 1.
looks like a loss of a yard. So it'll be 4th and 4.
One down for the Maroons.
And the Maroons will be forced to punt this one away. Snap, Patterson, and whistles come in to blow this one dead. There is a flag.
Boy, that was a big kick, too. Nice punt there.
Buda Johnson signaling that this is against the Maroons.
Illegal procedure.
So that'll make it 4th and 9 after the penalty. And the Maroons are set to punt. Punt is away. And it's muffed! And the Maroons have it!
Now Johnson was able to get back on it.
Well, that's the indication they give. Certainly from our angle, it looked like Maroons were on top of it first.
Well, initially it does appear that way. I'm trying to see who was that. Bennett Jaros on the recovery, but he wasn't in a great position to really corral it, and the Johnson player did a very nice job of the punt returner doing a very nice job of quickly jumping into that fray and getting his body in between the ball and Maroon defender.
So snap here, the give outside to the left, drag down. Clock will continue to run. Picks up, though, about 7. This Maroon defense being tested. The one thing Coach Cecil said is, well, we didn't change the defense a whole lot. And so while that is true, and so there's that familiarity on that side of the ball, we talked about it. There's no Will Peeler in the middle of that defense to lead you to the point of attack.
Lots of new faces out there and didn't return a lot of snaps. Oh, that was a nice play by
really well done.
Defense. Yeah.
Taylor got in there first. course, I say that, and then I remember, wait, there's two Taylors. So, David, which Taylor are you referring to? Well, Jackson Taylor had that initial holdup, which allows the rest of the defense to get home and come away with a stop. And that'll bring up 3rd and 5. It's a loss of 2.
3rd and 5 for the Jazz.
Out of the gun, 3 wide. And that's a flag.
I think you probably could have thrown 2 flags on that. It was so egregious.
Well, they did throw 2 and
flags.
eventually. That's going to be a loss of 5. So what turned into a very manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 5, turns now into 3rd and 10. Receiver coming to motion from right to left. Snap. Quarterback keeper. Turner could not set that edge, nor could Burns. And the turf monster got him.
Not before a first down. I was about to say, because I thought they were going to make the tackle for no gain. Austin High did a very nice job of staying home because Johnson was really motioning away from that side. And sometimes defensive players have a tendency to kind of let their eyes wander and they follow that motion player. But 2 of them did a very nice job of staying home. They just didn't make the play.
Yeah, they set that edge, to your point.
And nobody
no
scraped.
help coming back in.
Yeah, nobody scraped from the inside, yeah.
And so when you have that happen, this time they do get the edge, but much better pursuit coming off that edge. Ethan Kale showing a little Will Peeler to him there that time.
A little bit, yeah.
Able to come downhill and chase him down, comes up with a stop. That is a pickup, though, of about 3, 2nd and 7. Down inside, 8 minutes here in the second quarter. Buda Johnson leading 7-0. Snap, give, outside to the right. Guess who? Ethan Kale. Back in the center of it all, and that'll force 3rd down.
Nice job of Kale to get through a lot of bodies there, moving to his right. Make that tackle for a 3-yard, hold it to a 3-yard gain. Looked like could have gone for a little bit more, but nice stop there.
I have to apologize to the Jablone family, by the way, because I have now 2 weeks in a row as a run outside, and that will stop the clock. I've grievously and egregiously butchered that name now twice. So the pronunciation that they gave, there's a G in there, and my mind put in the hard G to it instead of that soft G for the Jablone. And I sat here and I looked at it and I'm like, it finally registered. And I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't look quite right for what this is. But it'll be 1st and 10. Snap. And a quick throw, wide receiver screen, able to get away. Not quite enough, though, for a 1st down.
I thought initially maybe the ball hit the ground, but everyone in the world had a view of it.
And nobody too upset about it.
Nobody too upset, so I guess he was able to get his hands underneath it.
I'll look to the sideline. Snap. Quarterback keeper again. Lunging for that marker, and I don't think he quite got there. I'm actually going to say he got held up right at the line of scrimmage.
Kell again making that tackle.
Third and 2.
He got a little will peeler to him. It's okay.
bit.
He's getting there.
He's certainly racking up tackles this drive.
Third and 2. Snap. Quarterback keeper again. This time outside to the left. That's a first down and then some. And forced out of bounds.
Well, Johnson just methodically moving the ball downfield on this drive.
And keeping it on the ground, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's nothing fancy.
No.
Nothing too egregious. Just keeping it nice and simple. And the snap. Nowhere going fast. Loss of yardage there. We're gonna say it's about 3. And that'll bring up 2nd and 13.
Taylor with a really nice job to get into the backfield, make the stop right away.
2nd and 13 for Johnson.
Receiver coming to motion. Handoff. Little jet sweep. And he'll get stacked up after he gets across the original line of scrimmage.
We spotted for about a 4-yard gain. Bring up about, looks like 3rd and 9.
Down inside, 5 minutes here to play in this first half. Snap, give, rear option keeper, Jackson Taylor had him set dead to rights, and then Luke Macha comes up with the stop.
That was a big stop because the quarterback had room to go after he escaped that first tackle in the backfield. Johnson setting up for a field goal here for about 37.
Kick is up, on the way. It is good.
He's running out of steam there, but had enough to get through. So
just wasn't quite sure if it was going to end up reaching, and it did.
Johnson burning a lot of that second quarter off on that drive. Austin Howell start possession inside of 4 minutes to go. Down 10-0.
Still looking for answers. And I think that's the hardest part, right? And we talk about, and Coach Cecil talked about some small victories. We need something, confidence boosters, some guys might call them. In baseball, you'd call it a slump buster. You need something to get you going, especially if you're having trouble at the plate, you're not making contact. You need something to break you out of your slump, as this is short. And initially, it looks like Austin High came up with it. And that is what they will rule it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Maroons. They'll come out here to their own 20 to start this drive. Line up under center, single back set. Give to Childers. And Reed Childers
Wow.
pummeling his way through this Buda Johnson defense. Does pick up a first down.
That was an impressive run to get through the first 4 yards, and then he bursted through to get the first down. Wow, nice piece of running there by Reed Childers.
He got held up after picking up 4, then continued to just churn, right? That was every coach's dream, right?
Yeah.
Just keep driving.
Keep going.
Driving the legs.
Keep the legs moving.
Picks up the first down. And Davenport will line back up under center. Hand off again. They'll go to Childers, and Childers not going to get quite as much this time.
Gain of about 2 there. Clock running under 3 minutes at this point. Maroon's still 65 yards away from the end zone. Probably, if they were thinking of reasonable field goal range, probably 40 to 45 yards to get to there. Get to that makeable spot.
I think you're going to have to air it out at some point here soon.
Yeah.
I don't know that you necessarily have to do it right here, but you're going to have to turn to it sooner or later, and that's what they do. Davenport right to him, led Diamond too much, and this is going to go. It's a pick 6 from Whit Davenport.
Well, that throw was just behind the tight end, and the man in coverage wasn't necessarily great, but he was trailing the tight end enough to be able to pick up the easy interception and then run it in from there. Well, that's a big blow to the Maroons going into the half.
Kick is up. It is good.
Well, I know the Maroons have just over 2 minutes to still try to do something here, but if they don't, that's gonna be a bitter pill to swallow going into halftime. Golly.
And the thing of it is, too, you keep in mind at home, right?
Yeah.
Everything we've talked about so far, you've seen it, right? We haven't presented you with anything that you don't know. New offensive scheme, right? New guy calling the plays into the headset. You have that coming down as part of it. You're calling the plays into the headset. And for all of that, of the points scored, 10 of them are self-inflicted.
Yeah.
I mean, and so if you're Coach Cecil, if you're a Maroon fan.
Well, actually 14. We'll say 14.
Okay, we'll say 14 of them.
Pick 6 and the block punt.
That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah. So 14 out of 17 have been self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Now, I get that's reason for concern. By that flip side, we're not glass half empty. We're glass half full people,
that's
right? Okay. There's reason for optimism, right? That these are mistakes. Yeah, they've cost you 14 points, but they're mistakes that can be cleaned up. And there's another one as the pooch kick stopped short of Martinez, who was deep inside the 10.
Wow.
He expected it to bounce towards him. It doesn't. Bounces back towards Buda Johnson, creates a scrum for it. And
I know we have the luxury of a better vantage point up here, but when I'm looking at how that ball was coming down and where it looked like it was going to land, seeing that against where Martinez was, I immediately thought he's not going to get that ball in time.
Yeah.
I can see where he maybe thought that the ball was going to hit and really kick forward, but he was really nowhere near the ball.
No, it wasn't. Well, and part of that is to his credit.
Yeah.
He's waiting, expecting that to bounce, and he doesn't know how it's going to bounce. What he doesn't want to do, and what you don't want to do in that spot, is come up and have it go up and over your head.
Sure.
And potentially gift Buda Johnson with 6 points. Because then you're in the same boat. They're coming downhill.
Yeah.
You've got to scramble now back to try and get to it.
Now,
it still does the opposite, though.
Yeah.
it bounces away from him, and because he stopped expecting the bounce,
Yeah.
now he has to try to come forward, and Buda Johnson's already
Yeah,
coming
they're coming in,
downhill.
Yeah. Now, I think he, in my opinion, he was probably spooked from that last return
Right.
where he had to really come charging up and make basically look like a center fielder in baseball making a diving catch, and he was able to corral it that time. But so I think that spooked him on this one where he was going to slow down, let the ball come to him, and it just didn't.
And I'll push him out of bounds. Just inside that 10-yard line. So it'll be second and about a yard, maybe two. For the Jaguars of Buda Johnson.
Second and 2 for Johnson.
Out of the gun. Receiver coming to motion. Defense shifts accordingly. A little jet sweep again. I don't think he quite got enough for the first down. Maybe got back to that line of scrimmage.
Looks like they maybe gave him a yard, half yard, but it's going to bring up a
Taken down by number 24, Luke Whitfield.
third. And, well, I guess I'm looking at where the
No,
down
it looks
marker
like
is.
he just
Yeah.
got stopped.
So third and a yard. Time's not really a concern here for Johnson. They got less than 90 seconds, but they're at the 10-yard line. And timeouts if they need to use. Now, there you go, Austin High with the stop.
Taken down.
Gets through, and so it'll be
29.
Fourth in there making that play. Big fourth or third down stop, forcing a field goal by Johnson.
it's a loss of about 3. Kick is up. It is good.
Well, you can look at it, it's now 20 to nothing. Getting back to the point that you were making right before the snafu on the kickoff. So the defense has only given up 6 points directly.
Yeah.
The problem is it is still 20 to nothing. So that when you have that block punt for a touchdown, then you have that pick six, and boy, for a team that really is still really grasping for some sort of identity on offense. I mean, that dovetails with what we talk about being behind the chains on a
Right.
set of downs. Well, when you're down 20 to nothing, boy, that almost seems almost like 40 to nothing, and trying to come back and be competitive and get back into this game. They certainly can. They need a big play, whether it comes on defense, whether it comes on offense. They need something with got some juice in it. Quick score to try to get this thing going the other way.
Kick is away. And this is fielded now. And then quickly stepping out of bounds.
Well, 40 seconds left. Looks like they're going to have the ball at about the 30.
Looks like at the 28, actually.
Oh, okay. They marked him out of bounds.
So they backed him up.
Okay.
Like you said, I thought he got across that 30-yard line, maybe to the 32. They spot saying that, look, they got a better view of it than we do. So they spot that at the 28.
Yeah. So 39 seconds left. Maroons with the ball at their own 28-yard line. We'll see what they try to see if they dig into their bag of tricks here.
Davenport, quick throw to the sideline, incomplete.
Well, he had a receiver open. Throw just came out too high for Davenport, which sometimes has been an issue for him. But he had Vasquez.
Folks at home,
in the pattern.
I got to lay this out for the folks at home just real quick. If you're like, man, the clock looks off, the down distance looks off, look, we're short of hand. It's okay. Just everybody relax. We're some of us are multitasking up here, okay? Take a breather. It's all right. And another quick throw to the sideline.
Davenport's pass, incomplete.
Davenport's really trying to
3rd and 10 for the
put some
Brewers.
zip on that thing, and that's the second pass that's come out a bit high. That one not as high as the first one, but still really not in a spot where the receiver can make a decent play on the ball.
You're not seeing, nobody's going to have to get into their timeouts either, because
No.
with all the incompletions, you're
Yeah.
stopping the clock each and every time.
I think at this point, if you're the Maroons, you just got to run the ball and force Johnson maybe to take a timeout, which now they're going to throw the ball.
Davenport
Got a receiver.
hauls this one too far in front. Had him wide open. I don't know if Davenport put a little bit too much mustard
Yeah.
on it, or
Looks like that was Davis.
let him too far, or if Logan Davis just maybe slowed up a little bit, thinking it wasn't going to quite go that far, and then it did.
Maybe, yeah.
Look, there's any possible reasons as to what could have happened that led to that. In either case, just an unfortunate missed opportunity, because had Logan Davis caught that, there was nothing stopping him. And flags thrown here. That's going to be a kick-catch interference, potentially.
Well, they're having a discussion on it. I'm wondering if the discussion is there was no interference. There. Okay. Well, this is set up Buda Johnson at the 50. Now, they got 15 seconds left. They do have, looks like, all their timeouts.
Yeah,
of course,
I
you
mean,
can't really call timeouts in 3 and 15 seconds, but
Yeah.
you got them.
You have a couple you can use if you want to be aggressive and push for this, but you're up 20.
They probably got to get 30 yards, get up to the 20 to have a real makeable field goal, 25 possibly. They're definitely going to take a shot. They are.
Time. Draining pass, broken up, incomplete. They called that one pretty clean, maybe surprisingly to the fans at home.
Yeah.
I thought he got there just a little bit early.
A little bit. I do think the fans would have lost it a bit if they called that PI and they don't call the hold.
Right, true.
In the offensive backfield. So everything's just a wash on that play. We're just going to let them both go. Yeah, he might have gotten there a half tick early, but not bad coverage.
No,
Good coverage. Not as bad as what looked to be the hold. I'm not going to belabor the point. I thought perhaps there might have been a missed hold in the backfield.
Well, and, we'll offset it, right?
Yeah,
we
that's
missed
right.
one, you missed one, it's all okay. As this one, big hit on the side,
Number 20,
his time expired.
Eric Villa. Taking down number 4, John Ryder.
We got a flag on the play.
We do have a flag on it. I wonder, though, if they will wave that off or if they will put time back on the clock.
Well, look at it. It's 5 yards downfield. I'm not quite sure what the penalty is going to be. It's not going to be an offsides or a procedure penalty.
There's a meeting of the United Nations taking place
On the plate.
as they discuss this. It's certainly an animated discussion.
It is. Now, are they?
A lot of hand gestures, a lot of movement to illustrate.
This is going to. Oh my! They're going to call this. Okay, so just to clarify here, I'm not saying the tackle didn't look. I didn't see a face mask get grabbed. I thought initially it might have been a horse collar, but literally where the tackle happened was literally an entire opposite side of the field from the official that threw the flag. You had 3 officials in the immediate area, none of whom threw a flag. But as it is, Johnson will have one more play.
One last gasp for air. Incomplete. Into double coverage. And the Maroons hold up. But they will go into the half down 20.
I don't think I've ever seen an official from 50 yards away
I don't know that I have either.
throw a flag for a face mask when there's 3 officials that were literally in that area. But no harm, no foul on it.
No, and not much you can do on something like that either. I mean, it's just, I thought, in a situation like that, I almost thought, well, maybe what they'll do is they will put, they'll wave the flag, they'll say half's over, as they've done at times in similar situations. So it's a little surprising in that regard that they said, okay, and my guess is it's because it's 15-yard penalty, it's a personal foul penalty.
Yeah, and it is on the defense.
It was against the defense, so it gives Johnson a chance at a score. It improves their chances at a score. That being said, kudos to the Maroons. Double coverage, able to come up with a stop and do their part. Buda Johnson marching band going to get set to take the field here, and we'll step aside in just a little bit. But for right now, you look at it, you're down 20, okay? And we've had the conversation of the points scored, 14 of them have been self-inflicted, right? To the extent of you had a muff kickoff, to kind of an extent you had the pooch kickoff, punt gets blocked, right? And then on top of that, really you actually have 17 self-inflicted because of the kickoff blunder there. That was a part of that. So really, I mean,
that's true. Good point.
You're talking about different, 3 possessions there that were self-inflicted that you gave back to Buda Johnson, one being the pick 6. You had the block punt. So, again, we're not glass half empty people. There's reason for optimism. There's some things that need to be cleaned up. Can you clean all of that up in a half? Maybe. We've seen stranger things.
Yeah, we have.
Not necessarily the show, but, just in general. So it is doable, and especially on a night like tonight, when Buda Johnson, compared to last year, I would say is as gettable as I've ever seen them from a play standpoint. Now, again, keep in mind, if you take away the self-inflicted plays, this is a 3-point game. Now, I also understand, and I am aware that if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, okay? We don't live in that world. We do, however, live in a world of it's okay to acknowledge that without the self-inflicted penalties is a very different game.
Yeah.
And that's got to be the message I think Coach Cecil has to give. Look, guys, they're up 20. More than half of that is what we've done. We've given them most of that. It's time to stop giving them points and start taking some for ourselves. Gonna have to start, though, to do that by creating opportunities and turnovers on defense.
You got to create turnovers on defense. You got to create a big play on offense. I mean, we're not getting any impactful plays on either side of the ball. We're not getting any explosive plays on offense, runs of 12 yards or more, passes or completions of 20, and we're not getting picks, sacks. We're not forcing fumbles. So
right.
It's difficult.
Coach Cecil talked about it last week, where it was the one thing, what is it that you are waiting for this team to show? You've seen it in practice. What is it that you want them to put on tape? And the answer was, I want it to click. I'm waiting for the light switch to come on. You watch this game, the first half so far, it's progress from the last 2 weeks, and it's getting there. You can see it, right?
See it,
They're on the cusp, right? A big play missed, a big throw missed from Davenport, overshot, right? Couple of big plays that could have gone the other way. Davenport leads Diamond a little bit too much, turns into a pick 6. Couple of, a block punt, right? You're on the cusp. You can see it visually that it's like we're just not quite there. But once it hits, what does this team look like? And we call it a game of inches for a reason, and in this case, it's a little bit more metaphorical. It's a little bit more something you can't quite quantitate, but you can see the evidence that you're there. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the situation of, you know somebody's name, it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't quite get the words out. But you know it's
Yeah,
there.
it's there.
It's the same kind of concept here. We'll see, though, if the Maroons, can they find that name? Can they find that answer in the second half to come back down 20? We'll step aside for the Buda Johnson Marching Band and, of course, the pride of the Maroons when we return. You're watching Maroon Football on the Vibe Live Network.
This year's production is a fiery and imaginative mix of bold, vivid color, and exciting Latin and Spanish music.
Check the other case. Check that case, see if there's any more in there.
Super Regional in St. Louis. So please cheer them on as they get ready to take Alabregis on the road.
Is there another battery that I can take also?
Yeah.
Okay. For the transmitter, not the camera. I've got a camera battery. Thank you. So kind. I got one from Ian. Yeah, I got one from Ian.
Was there two in there?
Yeah. Allegedly.
There's one more in here. Just have it. I'll just take an extra battery. Somebody take an extra battery.
You have an extra battery? Okay.
Just put the dead ones back under that one.
Do I remember how to do this? Oh my god, I'm really smart.
You're having to listen to this Randall, so I'll apologize in advance.
Aha! It's embarrassing. We should probably figure that out. Is this? No, this is the alignment.
And now, the Moa Jean Johnson High School Band proudly presents their 2025 production, Alabregis. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our generous sponsors, Blue Label Granite, Capital Excavators, Local Automotive, Fence Techs, Ally Medical, Main Street Pizza, Taste on Main, Premier Events, Salon 112, Raising Canes, and Buda Mayor Lee Urbanowski. Ethan from Jets Medical, please report to the tent. Ethan from Jets Medical, please report to the tent. Now for your halftime enjoyment are the award-winning Austin High Red Jackets. The Red Jackets are under the direction of Stephanie Braden Wright and Alyssa LeBron. They are led onto the field by Senior Lieutenant Jetty Collins and Junior Lieutenants Caleb Ayer and Callie Corliss. President Scarlett Alanis Hernandez. Vice President is Ellie Butterworth. Social officers are Ellie Shuck and Catherine Thompson. Spirit Girl of the Week is Callie Corliss, and the Red Jacket of the Week is Chloe Purris. Tonight, the Red Jackets will be performing upon reaching to
Was it the
Gold
transmitter
Hearted.
that was dying, or was it the camera that was getting ready to die?
Ladies
Transmitter.
and gentlemen,
Did it get hot?
your Austin High
What you might want to
Red
do, so I
Jackets.
saw like at one point you had it down by your side, so you got to stand it up just so that the signal will reach, because there were times where I'm like, his image was choppy. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I looked and I saw you had it down by your side. I'm like, oh no, you gotta like, just have it. I don't care if you hold it down low. You need the antennas pointing up, so that way this can pick it up up here. Otherwise, the image it looks pretty good for the most part. So when it's not choppy and I can see it and I don't have to cut away from it real fast. So keep in mind where we're at. It's House Park, so they like to turn the lights off early. So I would say when it gets about 3 minutes, 2:30 in the fourth, come back up, don't dawdle, and we'll start packing up from that side of things so we can get out of here before they shut the lights
The
off on us.
Austin High Band is under the direction of Richard Patnaugh, Taya Kilbane, and Abby West. Additional staff members include Marcus Alvarado, Rune Hale, and Dashiell Koska. Color guard instructors are Lauren Roberts and Riley Taylor. The Austin High Band is under the field direction of drum majors Sebastian Blanco, Ela Pozos, Lee Worsham, and Avi Lee. Our section of the week is the euphonium section. Our marcher of the week is Virgil Gorman from the trumpet section. Tonight, we will perform the first three movements of our UIL show entitled Under Pressure, featuring music by Queen, David Bowie, Carl Jenkins, the Rolling Stones, Shirley Bassey, and Rihanna. Our featured soloists this evening are Juan Mersha Monterrazzo on trombone, Lee Worsham on soprano sax, Alejandro Ortega on alto, Maddox Menzie on tenor, Ryan Martinez on bari, and tuba duet featuring Thomas Bryant and Nick Topin. We would like to take a moment to wish the Johnson Band good luck on their UIL season, and thank all of our many parent volunteers, especially those who help with Maroon Crew every week. We could not perform without your support. The band boosters would like to thank our sponsor, Day Baker Half Day Cafe, keeping the Maroon Band cool all season. Ladies and gentlemen, the Austin High Band!
Well, here we go. Round two. Welcome back in. David Roy, Paul Longoria here in the broadcast booth. Tonight's presentation of Austin Maroon football on the Vibe Live Network is brought to you by Austin Infinity, Lee's Meat Market, and the West Austin Corsairs. We'll give a thank you as well as we return from the half to Nance Orthopedics, Plains Capital Bank, St. John's Studios, Terrytown Pharmaceutical, and Z3 Real Estate. All proud sponsors of Maroon football and all contributors and allow us to do what we do up here in the booth. And as we get set here, for the third quarter, we will see if the Maroons have found from their halftime and their halftime adjustments an answer to Buda Johnson. 20 points unanswered so far from the Maroons. As we talked about, 17 of them have been self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Kick is, and this one fielded as we begin this third quarter of play with the Maroons
Setting up right there at the 26.
So that'll bring out Whit Davenport, Elijah Jablone, and this Maroon offense. And it will be Jablone.
Yeah, Davenport not going out there on this first series, or at least for the initial play.
They'll get you started.
Davenport struggled a bit in the first half. Wasn't real accurate with his throws, and he had that pick six on a very poor throw. Perhaps Maroons looking to get a little bit of momentum here. Jablone at quarterback.
They'll give it inside to Childers. Childers bottled up. Picks up.
Like about 2 yards. Give him.
I was going to say 2, maybe 3 there. Let's see what they officially spotted. It is 2. Brings up 2nd and 8. And as we get you rolling here in this third quarter. Well, all the festivities, all the lights are on. You can see off in the distance towards the Capitol, the red, white, and blue glowing. I can't quite tell what building that is. The flag's, of course, at half-mast on this 9/11 Day of Remembrance. Snap, give. Childers bouncing around, bottled up as he picks his way across the 30.
Bring up about 3rd and 5. Had a little bit of room initially to get to that second level, but then that Johnson defense kind of closed it down and kept it to a pretty minimal, I don't want to say minimal gain, got 3 yards on it, get him up to 3rd and 5, very, somewhat manageable.
Big third down here. Want to see Maroons convert here. Time running out, though.
Got inside 5. Looks like they'll be able to get it off, but they're pushing it.
Hoopman, quarterback keeper. Jablone bottled up initially. A missed block on that right side. August Young, Mac Diamond were both over there, and they just cannot get the block.
Yeah, boy, they both whiffed, and that play was nowhere to go. No gain, and I have to punt it away.
Be a loss of about a yard or 2. Brings up 4th and 5. And the Maroons set to punt. So initially they had it listed that Patterson was not the punter, but he is punting tonight.
Punting, yeah.
He doubles as the place kicker, and this fair catch signaled. And that is where Buda Johnson will take over at 1st and 10. From their own 38-yard line.
Well, not the start that the Maroons wanted to come out on offense, obviously.
You got to think you were hoping for some kind of points there.
Yeah.
that you could.
Some point, or something to just kind of get some momentum going. A couple of first downs, 2-3 first downs, get the field kind of flipped a little bit. But we have procedure penalty here on the Buda Johnson squad.
I'll make this 1st and 15.
I'd imagine the coach is real happy. They've had about a handful of those irritating procedure penalties.
Well,
pre-snap penalties and
as irritated as you got to think I'm sure they
that's
are
another
by it.
Well, now how was that not a flag?
Well,
Two
I
guys
was
were
gonna say they didn't throw the flag on that one.
Maybe they felt bad for him.
I don't know,
because that was a really bad no call. Not trying to say too much about the officials, but that was a bad miss.
That was a pretty big miss. Now the other
Two
thing
guys
about
in
it too, you look at it and you talk about the penalties, and Buda Johnson has had their share of self-inflicted wounds, and if it was not for Austin High's being much worse, I mean, this could be a very different game.
Certainly.
Gain of 4.
Another one.
Makes this 2nd and 11. And a quick little bubble screen going nowhere.
I got to call a procedure penalty on that. The person in motion, it looked like he got set, but he took off before the snap. Well, okay. So they called.
They had too many men in the backfield.
Which I guess you could have picked either one because a person was moving before. But actually in this case, it's not bad because Austin High gets to decline the penalty, although they're going to have a discussion
now I was going
here.
to say there's a talk about this.
Because if it was a motion penalty, the play would be dead. But, okay, and in which case Austin High made a great defensive play on there for a loss of 1. So they get to decline the penalty as opposed to the pre-snap penalty, which would have blown the play dead, given them an extra down. Of course, Buda Johnson would have lost 5 yards on the penalty.
Right.
I think the Maroons will take 3rd and 14.
Snap, little pitch on the speed option there outside and to the left. And that will go nowhere. Gain of 1, maybe. And that'll bring up 4th down in either case. And we will see Buda Johnson try and punt this one away.
Good stop by the Maroon defense.
Yeah.
Give the offense a chance to get back on the field, but they've got to get something going. Anything.
It's a crucial stop if you are the Maroons. Come out, force essentially a very quick 3 and out.
Boy, nice punt. Forces a fair catch.
Whistles blowing on this one. There were so many whistles on that one, it almost sounded like, there was a penalty.
Boy, that was a very nice punt, covering almost 50 yards on it, or 45.
Brings up 1st and 10. Maroons will start at their own 22 off that punt. Jablon still under center. Snap, give. Childers. Nowhere really to go. Gets stopped right at that line of scrimmage officially. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10. We talked about when they sent over the 2 deep this week, Davenport and Jablon, neither one was listed as that official starter. Just more that we're going to see them rotate.
Yeah.
The problem of it is so far there's been a tendency.
Yeah.
And it's something that there's a bit of a tell to it depending on who's in. Is Jablon will throw for the first time this half. That one down and low out into the flat for Reed Childers. And they'll say right at that line of scrimmage again. So 3rd down and 10. like Jablone maybe kind of went through the reads just
Yeah,
a little bit
just
too
had to check
quickly
it.
and just kind of turned and
Yeah.
ditched it.
Really nothing that Childers could do. By the time the ball got to him, defender was there. And
it's a little bit too much in front of him. Well played defensively by Buda Johnson. And they'll come out in this 4-wide set. Here's Jablone. Pressure coming. Jablone steps up into danger. Jablone trying to get away. Wrapped up from behind. Still fighting. And finally they will stop this one. It will go down officially as a sack and a loss of about 4, maybe 5.
boy, he tried his best to get away from that pressure. It was on him quick. He got flushed to the right. He was never really able to get going. It seemed like he had a defender on him from the get-go, but he struggled outside the pocket, but Buda Johnson defenders would just not let him go before throwing him for a loss of 4.
Snap. Punt is away from Peterson. This one, fair catch signaled for right there at that 44-yard line.
Well, 2 drives in. We haven't seen, 2 drives from the Maroons, 1 from Johnson. Haven't seen anything from either offense. However, the field position is rapidly favoring Johnson. They got the ball to start this drive just inside their own territory.
You know, some of the self-inflicted wounds we've talked about, they have been, in theory, resolved. Snap, end around, running outside and to the left. And that'll go for a loss of yardage. Stop for a loss of about 4. No, let's say it was a loss of 2.
That was a really nice play by Geyer coming up from his corner spot. The defense, don't want to jinx it, defense is really having a strong night tonight. Particularly when you factor in the actual points they've allowed, being legitimately only 3.
The earned points,
The
not
earned
the self-inflicted giveaways,
But
short fields.
They're playing pretty solid tonight.
Snap, give. And again, this Maroon defense stands up, holding them to a gain of just 1.
It's like we have an Austin player down. Another good defensive stop there by the Maroons, so stacking up the running back for pretty much no gain. We do have a Maroon on the ground, stoppage of play for injury.
Good luck for you fans at home. The Buda Johnson Band had a really good halftime show, I would say.
They did. Good crowd out here tonight.
Yeah.
Good crowd.
Not that Buda Johnson had to travel too terribly far, just coming up the road a little bit. But
Well, I think we both know coming up just the road a little bit in Austin traffic
takes about an hour anyways.
It takes a while. So kudos. Good crowd tonight from both sides. But I was going to point that out earlier. I said, well, Johnson has got a pretty solid crowd out here tonight. And take a shot deep. No flags on the play.
Incomplete.
On the coverage, number 2, Alex Alderson. 4th and 10 for Johnson.
It was Alderson on that defensive play there. Nice job. The receiver got behind him a little bit. He was playing a little bit of catch up, but he didn't panic. Didn't draw a pass interference. Ball fell incomplete. Force a punt.
Kick is away. And
boy, get away from the ball.
Martinez living a little dangerously there with
Well,
it.
a couple of them were.
Punt down for number 87.
A couple of them were living a little too dangerous, getting a little too close to a punt that had already hit the ground and was simply going to take a crazy bounce. Just get away from the thing.
You got to look at this Maroon offense sitting set to retake the field.
Still no Davenport. Looks like the Maroons still perhaps looking to work a little bit on the ground here, but just 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Been kind of a pillow fight by each of the offenses so far this half. But again, credit to the defense, particularly Austin High. I think the Maroons are having a really good half defensively. They're going to take a shot deep.
Jablon overshot Jaden Vasquez.
Long pass is incomplete. That's number 1, Jaden Vasquez.
Just a bit too far in front, much like the throw from Davenport
Yeah.
to end the half. Just too far out in front.
Vasquez looked like he had a step. He would have been able to get a clean look at the pass if
It wasn't a bad
Yeah, no, it
ball
wasn't.
because of that. Split the defenders just right.
I think it was
Good
a little bit
route by
low.
Vasquez, yeah,
I think it was a little bit low, the trajectory, and really didn't give Vasquez a chance to
run under it.
Yeah, run under it, but falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Maroons.
Snap, give, DeLeon stood up.
Caleb DeLeon on the run.
We'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
Second down by
Maybe a 3rd and 8,
3rd
actually.
and 8. Hey, I was shorting us a yard
There you go. Give him back the yard.
But Maroons just really trying to battle and find something
3rd and 8.
up front. And right now, just not having a lot of success in getting people moved off their spot, off those defensive linemen.
Jablon out of the backfield. Pressure. Jablon dancing to his left. Trying to reverse course. Gets away and able to throw this one away. They will point and say that DeLeon was in the vicinity, but ultimately it is incomplete.
I think he was also outside the pocket.
Well, that's the other part of it.
Yeah,
Now, he was at least outside of the pocket, but you still have to have somebody in the area to a degree. Now, obviously, you get outside of the pocket, you get a little bit more leeway
That's
with
true.
that.
He
You
didn't.
know?
The ball didn't make it out of bounds. That's my fault.
Didn't
Yes.
go out of bounds.
Yeah.
Went far enough downfield. He had somebody that you could argue that he was trying to get it to him. And so 4th down, another beautiful punt. This one will help with the field position battle immensely. And it is fielded inside the 10.
We got a flag on the play. This looks like it'll be in the area perhaps of a hold on the punt return team.
Because that's awfully downfield.
Yeah, that's 10 yards downfield from the line of scrimmage.
Of course, could be a block in the back.
A hold, block in the back, some sort of.
Something to that
Yeah.
effect.
And the Maroons are coming off the field, so it looks like it will be. They will enforce it, I would imagine.
From the
From the
spot.
spot, yeah, hold. Oh, wow. Okay,
So
well,
it will go against the Maroons, but they will not have to kick it again. It will be enforced from the spot where it was
the ball
pronounced dead.
Yeah, so and that'll move it out to the 18. You don't see that a whole lot, particularly so far downfield.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
that's-
10 yards
that's-
downfield. They call a hold on the.
The only thing I can think of is the way it works defensively is you're holding somebody to keep them from blocking. Right?
Well, I
So-
guess, and maybe that the official that threw it, that's where he was at.
You know,
yeah.
and so like you as a defender grabbing a member
Yeah.
of the punt return team or a member of the offense to prevent them from getting upfield to that next level and executing a block of some kind or what have you.
And now
Now they will
They will
force
make a
the
punt,
Maroons
yeah.
have to come
Yeah,
back out and punt it again after Buda Johnson's coach,
was saying, hey, wait a minute.
threw quite a an argument for it. I mean, he stormed all the way out to the hash marks, getting their attention.
Said, hey,
you know,
I want them to punt again.
Right. And
my call.
Well, exactly. Like, if it's against them, then we get to decide where this gets enforced at.
Yeah.
And so what was a beautiful punt would have had them pinned back inside the 10. Now you're talking about potentially having to start again at midfield, as this has turned into, that's a little bit more than 10 yards.
Yeah.
I don't know why. There's no ball yet spotted. The Maroons and Buda Johnson just walked all the way back there like they knew where it was going to be spotted at, and the Maroons were way off. Somebody was way off.
Yeah, and I feel like they stepped off. I feel like they stepped off more than 10 yards, but maybe not.
Well, and this is a sky-high punt. I don't know if somebody got a hand on it or if it just came off the side of Peterson's foot wrong.
I think it just came off the side of the inside of his foot. Sort of like in golf, you're saying, don't go right, and you turn the club head over and it goes left. This one, those short left. In golf, left is usually long.
Yeah.
This was a short pop-up to the third baseman. Wow. So just to kind of reset things, instead of forcing Johnson to start at their own 8, Buda Johnson will start the ball at the 29-yard line of the Maroons.
That's
monumental. I can't even add up that many yards. The difference.
I mean, that's not insignificant at all. I mean, that is a colossal difference when you look at it. I mean, you have totally flipped field position, and this comes back to, we talked about self-inflicting wounds.
Yeah.
That's not quite putting points on the board, but you're sure not making it that difficult for them when you do something like that and you wipe starting field position from inside the 10 and you turn it around to backed up inside your own 30 defensively.
My elite math skills tells me that was a 63-yard difference in field position.
Give here, bottled up, picks up a yard for all his trouble, and that'll bring up 3rd and 4. So again, we talk about self-inflicted wounds. The other part of the conversation, the difference in those self-inflicted wounds is field position.
Yeah.
And in this case, I mean, you have the huge field position, but then you also have the field position in terms of the difference between 3rd and 9 and 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
And I know for folks at home, well, that's only a 5-yard difference.
That's huge.
On the field of play, that is monumental. And fortunately, this Austin High defense has risen to the occasion once again and comes up with a stop. And man, how many times have we said that tonight?
Yeah.
That this Maroon defense, they stand up, they rise to the challenge, and not nearly as much to show for it.
Looks like the Johnson's going to attempt a 43-yard field goal here. This, I gotta feel like this is close to the max range, but we'll see.
Snap, kick.
That's going to be no good.
Way left.
So the Maroons avoid giving up a score on a mistake, so they get the ball back. They'll start it off at about their own 27, just inside their, well, they'll mark it inside the 26-yard line. So basically we're back where we were, except 3 minutes have gone by.
No, and that's not insignificant either, right?
It's not. You're, when you struggle to score, and you're just now suddenly you're going to be down basically to one quarter to try to overcome a 20-point deficit at the risk of being blunt. That's a tall order,
right?
That is a very tall order for a team that.
And when you get to that point, time really does. It becomes your enemy. I mean, it's just another opponent and another form of adversity they have to overcome. And Jablon in trouble right away. Just has to get rid of it.
They can't get anybody blocked up front. I mean, Jablon's been under duress almost by the time he gets the snap.
I mean, right off the edge. And good job by Jablon, by the way, to feel that and sense that coming off his blind side and to just turn and get rid of it. Now they'll move him out of the pocket to that left side. And again, he has to throw this one away. So 3rd and 10. 30 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. .30 ticks. Snap. Jablon looking, and again, this throw incomplete, looking in the direction of Logan Davis, and he just could not get it to him.
4th and 10 for the Maroons.
Well, that was a 3 and out that burned 15 seconds. 3 straight incompletions, and Johnson to get the ball back.
The hardest, I think, part of that is that if you're Jablon, you come into this half, you didn't get really a lot of passing opportunities in that first half, and then you come into the second half, you start the third quarter, and then you go 1 of 6, 1 of 7 in that range, with the only completion being the check down to Childers, as this punt is blocked.
Jaguars come in, get the block punt. They weren't able to pick it up, scoop and score, but the ball was rolled out of bounds at the 10-yard line of the Maroons, so that's where Johnson will set up first and looks like they're going to mark him first and go. No, they're going to mark him first.
They're going to make it first and 10.
They're going to make it first and 10. Looks like they got him just correction. They got him first and goal.
No, they do. Okay.
They got him first and goal.
Snap. And that should do it for this third quarter.
That was John Burns coming up from his linebacker spot.
So when we come back, it'll be 2nd and goal for Buda Johnson and the Jaguars from the 10. Up 20, knocking on the door when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, put their scores up. It's the fourth quarter.
Welcome back in. David Roy, Paul Longoria here in the broadcast booth. Starting of the fourth quarter as we get you set up. Buda Johnson knocking on the door. Snap. Trying to work their way outside and to the right, and not quite gonna get to the 5. He'll be spotted a yard short, gain of 4, and that'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Maroons looking to get a stop here.
Strangest thing I would say tonight, nobody's taking a timeout at all.
Correct.
Not even in the first half, not even to this point. Now, from a procedural standpoint, it's probably a good thing. That means you haven't had to burn a timeout.
Yes.
The procedure, the execution, you're getting plays in. As this give outside to the left, Burns wrestles him down inside the 5. 4th and goal to go from the 4-yard line.
That was a really nice play by Burns, scraping to his right. If he doesn't make that play, quarterback probably gets into the end zone. I mean, you're the person filling that hole, and he squares them up and doesn't let him get away, doesn't let him bounce off the tackle attempt and brings him down.
Buda Johnson will line up. Receiver coming in motion from left to right. He'll set up, trips to the right. Snap, give, keeper, bottlenecked. Second effort gets him in. Touchdown, Buda Johnson.
Well, they had him stopped about a yard or two short, but Johnson ran some other bodies over there and basically were able to push him into the end zone. I thought the Maroons were going to come up with the stop there momentarily, but just too many Jaguars there at the point of attack to get him across the goal line. So Johnson goes 10 yards for the score.
Kick is up. It is good. And Buda Johnson takes a 27-0 lead here with 10.5 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And another one set up. That's a second touchdown that Buda Johnson has been able to take advantage of
right there.
on a block punt.
Yeah, block
Now,
punt.
earlier they recovered it in the end zone. This time, not quite that much, but they only had 10 yards to go, so you might as well have counted it anyways.
Yeah.
Took them 4 tries to get there, but get there they did. Kick is away. And this one fielded from inside the 20. And still fighting. Decent return out to the 31-yard line. Good return by Caleb De Leon.
I think we'll see Davenport in on the. No, we do not. Davenport was warming up on the sidelines for a moment, but that could be just stay loose. I haven't gotten in the game the whole 3rd quarter.
And at one point we saw they rolled out. They had both quarterbacks out there at a different point in time between Jablon and Davenport out there. Snap, give, and pushing forward.
No gain on that. Bring up a 2nd and 10. Yard marker having to be changed. They had it on 4th down. Feels like we've had 4th down a lot of.
There's been a lot of times we've said that,
but we don't need their help from the sideline crew.
We don't need them to speed it up.
Down. It's not 4th down, 2nd down.
2nd and 10. Jablon rolling to his right now. Designed quarterback rollout. Jablon in trouble and just flips this out of bounds. One official throws out his turnover marker. The other official says it is an incomplete pass, so they're going to discuss that.
I feel like it was at least an attempt at a pass.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, they're going to spot that back at the 19. So you lose 11 yards from it.
I guess what it was interesting, Jamal's rolling to his right. He's got his right tackle trailing him, and there's clearly a defender coming from that backside. I mean, you got to feel that defender,
right.
Turn and seal that backside protection. Trying to set up
Blown
a
in
screen
trouble
here.
again, and this time it's too far in front for De Leon.
Quite honestly, I think we got away with the legal person downfield because that for sure was.
Yeah, I don't think he was behind the line of
He
scrimmage.
was not behind the line of scrimmage, and he had the entire offensive line out there with him, all beyond the line of scrimmage. So, but the Stripes generously hold the flag, and it brings up a 4th and 20. Now it's 4th down.
High snap, punt is away, and this will bounce, and they will field it. Dangerous decision, and Luke Rensby comes up with the tackle. Just like that. Buda Johnson has the ball back. And at the Maroon side of the field. Been a constant refrain from us here tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah. Inside 9 minutes to go. Johnson's going to come out empty backfield here, but
the motion went into it, and then that low snap, and it does not. I mean, Buda Johnson's fortunate to get a yard out of it.
Yeah, I mean, we had a chance to bury him 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but Maroons don't make the tackle, and quarterback works his way up for a yard gain.
Holden Taylor got into that backfield initially, had that initial penetration, and what should have been a blown-up play for a significant loss of yardage does not pan out. Snap, give, and this one.
Ball's out. Oh, I thought it came
barreled
out.
out.
Did not come out. I thought it was out. But
Jackson Taylor with that stop. Got in there, came off the edge, like you said. There was a brief moment where I thought maybe, just maybe. Austin High had created a turnover, and I think that's one aspect. We haven't really touched on this too much, and we'll get into the Maroons' schedule in a little bit, but it's one area we haven't touched on too much.
That ball came out. There's the strip sack.
Well, I was about to say, compared to the defense last season, the Maroons so far this season have not really been able to create much in the way of turnovers.
No, they have not. They have not. Looks like that was Jackson Taylor that got in there. Michael Friday came out with the ball.
And the Maroons take over nearing that 7.5-minute mark. Jablon remains in at quarterback. He'll come out in a 4-wide set. Best starting field position that the Maroons have had I can remember here tonight. Snap, Jablon, quick fire. Outside looking in the direction of Brady Ford, and that pass incomplete.
Jablon's pass incomplete. Lieutenant number 15, Brady Ford.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. They'll come out of the gun, trips left, snap. And a quick fire on the bubble screen. That pass incomplete, looking in the direction of Logan Davis.
What?
I think Buda Johnson was trying to argue that
there's going to be a
it was
personal
a
foul.
lateral.
Going to be a personal foul on Austin High. I'm going to disagree with the call. I don't feel like it was after. Now, clearly it was not. It was away from the ball, but the play was still alive when they went to the ground.
Right.
And I think he was just blocking them. Now, he may have landed on them by force of nature and gravity, but I'm going to disagree with that call. I'm not going to belabor the point. I'm not going to belabor the official.
Jablon looking to throw. Lofts this one, incomplete. You know, August Young, that right tackle you mentioned, he's a senior on this roster, waited for his opportunity. He was a backup last season and filled in admirably a few times throughout the course of the year along that veteran offensive line. And tonight they've just really had him in a blender, and it's just – it's a fourth quarter, you're down 27. It's just that frustration just finally boiling over. And snap. Punt is away. Beautiful
nice
punt.
It may be an understatement to say that the Maroon punting game tonight has been a mixed bag. We've seen some really good punts.
Yeah.
We've seen some bad punts. We've seen some poor execution. We've seen everything from the punting game.
Yeah. I mean, there's no bones about it. I mean, everything, and some of it is not necessarily the punter. Some of it's been the protection.
Yeah. I mean, protection,
you know,
protection's been blown twice.
You know, and it's led to 14 points when it has happened. Add on top of that, a couple where they got through enough to just block it where it gets popped up in the air.
I'm going to say at this point, I want to make sure we get this in. I feel like Johnson's probably going to keep it pretty reined in this just to get in and out of this game. But up to this point, the Maroon defense has played really well.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Not just tonight. Certainly in the second half, they played outstanding. But I think all night they've had by far.
Ball
out
loose,
the
and
they're going to
Maroons have it.
Yeah. That ball just came out. Looked like the handoff was a little bit high to the running back, and they're both kind of discussing it. Running back's kind of shaking his head, which leads me to believe that he's upset with the quarterback placed the ball. But recovery by the Maroons and a
best starting field position they've had tonight.
Well, I think it's their best any field position. I don't think they've gotten this deep. They're at the 22 starting this drive. Got to get something here. Just something to get that goose egg off the board.
At the very least, avoid the shutout, right?
Yeah.
Jablon looking. Throw downfield, incomplete. And Jablon cannot believe it. And that one, it wasn't even so much, I believe, that Jablon was off target. I think he just two receivers in the same area, and I'm not sure if one of them wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Or in that spot, because Jablon, I think, couldn't believe that he had two guys there and neither one of them could come up with it. Snap, bad snap off his fingertips. And there's a scrum for this one.
I think Johnson got it. The Maroons had two chances to grab it. Jablon had a chance to get it. He got away from him. Offensive lineman came in, and I thought he had it corralled, but the ball just kind of squirted out from him, and Johnson was there to recover it. So I don't even know necessarily if the snap was that bad. It was certainly handleable by Jablon. He just didn't catch it.
Right.
It was to his left a little bit, but I mean that's one you've got to make.
Man, talk about quick change, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just
boom,
neither
boom.
one of them wants to hold on to the ball in these last few minutes, it seems like. And here, another bobbled snap. This one, open field. Burns trying to track him down. Vaughn Lewis can't catch him.
Well, they take the bobbled snap, hand it off, and running back was met by a defender there, actually at the line of scrimmage, right in the hole, but bounced off him, spun around, and for whatever reason, there was a wide open running lane for the next 55 yards up the middle of the field. He took advantage of it, took it to the house, so it's going to push the score out to 34-0 for Johnson.
A lot of questions. And no easy answers to be found for Coach Cecil and his staff for the Maroons. And again, as we've talked about, give this Maroon defense all the credit in the world.
Yeah,
I get it. You know, they just gave up a big run. They have been on the field a lot. And, I mean, you have an exchange there where it's 2 plays. One side flips back out onto the field. 2 plays. We reverse course, and it's back to Austin High defense and Buda Johnson offense. And then 2 plays later, you flip it again. The Austin High offense comes out. The Buda Johnson defense comes out. And it felt like you flipped it one more time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a sequence that it felt like.
Yeah, and as you said, I mean, yes, the defense just gave up a 55-yard touchdown run, but, I mean, the game's already in hand for Johnson at that point. I mean, up until that play, really the Maroon defense had played an outstanding game.
There is a flag, couple flags now on the far side.
I feel like there's going to be some sort of unsportsmanlike, because that second flag came out late.
I mean, the first flag came out a little bit late. It was certainly after play had stopped.
And it went real high, straight up. That's usually a unsportsmanlike.
Right.
Something. And they're talking about it. But getting back to the Maroon defense, they've played their hearts out tonight. I mean, they've given their team a chance to compete in this game, and unfortunately there's been just so many big mistakes. Here we go.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 13, kicking team. Also, unsportsmanlike conduct, 14 of the return team. Those penalties may be handful. First down, Austin.
So offsetting penalties leads to 1st and 10. And Maroon ball. Jablon will come in under center, I formation. Time to the right. Hand off. And they'll just churn ahead and pick up 5. And, you know, it's plays like that where you almost stop and you look at, well, where has that been this whole game? And, you know, some of it has been, as we have a stoppage here, do have a player down on the Buda Johnson side. You know, you have, though, almost – I'm not sure the best way of phrasing this, just simply because you don't know what the game plan is coming into tonight. You don't know what was seen on film that you're maybe trying to exploit. They certainly didn't run it to the inside a lot, and the Maroons have tried – I mean, it's not even like there was a lot of designed run plays in general, as much as more trying to throw it. Now, bearing in mind, at one point you were down 20 at the half, you're now down 34. So it's understandable at some point that you almost give up on the ground game, but if you had maybe, I mean, some of those plays to just kind of get ahead of the sticks, and right now this Maroon offense, it just kind of seems like the easy stuff, or things that should be easy, really simple bubble screens, are just like pain points right now that are just almost difficult to excel at, difficult to achieve, and it's we have no answers. I mean, for the fans at home, I mean, it's not a matter of anything as a give here to De Leon, and De Leon running with some anger and some intensity. It's not. We're not saying anybody's at fault, right? I want to make that abundantly clear. It's not the coaching staff's fault. Now, you want to make a case, well, it's the player's fault, but to an extent, there's only so much that you can do, and some of it's just as simple as something's just not clicking. Whether it's you're not getting enough reps on it, the quarterback carousel a little bit between Davenport and Jablon has created some confusion.
Well, now we're going with an I-back set.
And they'll stay in that set. They'll give it to Watley, the fullback, and Owen Watley with a big run and a first down for the Maroons.
Oh, where was that play all game?
I mean,
but as you talked about and alluded to, I mean, some of the passes, and I understand the quarterbacks did not have a lot of clean pockets to throw from, but even when they did, they were not accurate at all. I mean, if we're being quite honest, I mean, the passing was just not.
And again, it's
crisp.
not. It's from a coaching standpoint, it almost turns into, well, what do you call?
What do you do?
I can't complete the pass for him. I can't go out there and run the routes for him. And you don't know if is it the quarterback's not sure that these guys are in the right spot? Is it a mechanic issue? Are they seeing something that they're changing their reads when they get up to the line? We have no earthly idea. I mean, the possibilities for what it could be are endless as De Leon picks up another first down here.
I think just my personal observations, my eyes are telling me that some of the throws I've seen from the quarterbacks really are it's really whatever you want to call it. When I say it's a physical thing, I don't think it's a scheme thing. I don't think it's the receivers not where they are. I mean, I'm just not seeing crisp passing at all. I'm seeing throws that are high, throws that are low, throws that are not even close, and just
play fake. Jablon in trouble. Looks, lofts, Ford dropped it.
Well, that was a good throw. It just got dropped by Ford.
Well, so it comes back to what I'm saying, which is look, fans at home, don't put too much of this, don't blame too much of this on one person. No one individual is at fault here, and a lot of this, it's growing pains to an extent, and because again, guys like Ford, they're younger, they're coming up. This is their first time at that varsity level. The other part of it is guys like, Davenport and Jablon, as he loses that one trying to throw it.
Well, he had his tight end open in the flat.
I don't know. You probably remember this. Fans at home may not, or they may not know it. Do you remember the NFL Films did this a few years ago? They called it NFL's Greatest Follies. Tonight, just as a whole, both sides has felt like watching an episode of that. I mean,
for sure.
Penalties from Buda Johnson, the way this fourth quarter has gone for them, the way they've turned it over, the Austin High side of things, the way they've turned over. It feels like an episode of NFL's Greatest Follies.
And then topped off by that Jablon.
Right, where he's rolling, rears back to throw and loses his grip. And I mean, the Maroons retain possession, but as play clock goes down here, and they will take the delay of game penalty. So this will be 3rd and 20. High snap, off the face mask. Jablon loose side of it. Able to pick it up. Here's Elijah Jablon. Has a running room. And Jablon takes a hard hit at the 41. he picked up about 17 on it. So we hit the 2-minute warning, a 2-minute timeout. And it is 4th and 8, and we will see what Coach Cecil and company opt to do.
I think at this point you just go for it.
Why not? I think at this point, we're talking about the offense and some of the miscues. I think some part of it, we talk about Davenport, Jablon rotating back and forth. There's got to be a way to build their confidence. I don't know if that's what's contributing to the issue, but I got to think it's a contributing factor. And I think at some point they have to figure out a way to build some kind of a rhythm in a passing game going forward. Right now, you ask for them to go for it. They have.
They're punting.
Well, they're pointing. Oh, if it's to dictate a rush, or if they thought he maybe jumped. As this one spiraling kick hits at the 10 and takes a maroon roll down to the 8-yard line. So 1:49 remaining. First down and 10. Well, we promised you we would talk about this Maroons schedule. As the run there starts the clock back up. Let's take a look at it. We got it on your screen here in front of you. So tonight's game, it's gone the way it's gone. Not much more you can do about it. You're going to, lose this one, unfortunately.
It's almost in the rearview mirror.
Next week, get a long week. So that's the other part of it, too. We didn't talk about this, but you're coming in on a short week from the Friday game last week at Kelly Reeves, up the road at Round Rock, coming at home, and then having a short week back here at home. As the Maroons take a timeout. So we're back here next week. Little bit of an extended week, kind of like a mini bye like you would get or you hear talked about in the NFL when you have a Thursday game and then you come back and you play again on a Sunday or a Monday night. You had the short week, now you have a bit of a mini bye. Back here at home next Friday, week from tomorrow, hosting Temple. We won't talk about what happened last year. Really, because last year has had no bearing on anything that has happened this year for anybody the Maroons have faced and for the Maroons themselves to an extent here. I mean, it has just been, and this is what happens at the high school level, right? You have the turnover as students come up, as they get to the varsity level. Their first time, different skill sets, different leadership, different personality. Then you add on, the changes in coaching staffs and things like that. You just have so much turnover. What you were last season is oftentimes nowhere close to what you are this season, and so on and so forth. And so, we talked about. I mean, last season, this game, both teams were unbeaten coming into it. I mean, we talk about that. It's this one a low snap, and they'll turn that into a kneel down.
Well, an overlooked aspect. I mean, Temple's going to come in. They've got some players. They've got that defensive end Charlton, who I believe is going to Baylor, and One thing I'm not looking forward to, I mean, it's going to be a tough matchup, but, you know, last year we went to Temple. They've got that glorious press box.
They have the light show.
They got light show. They got great food in the press box. So we won't have that next week.
That's the end of the game. Johnson, 34.
And so that will bring us to the end of it. But you talk about the schedule. So next week is at home against Temple. It's their last non-district game. The week after that, they go to Del Valley to open up district play. And that is how they'll kick off district play. So that's a big district game to get early on in the slate.
I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but Del Valley's a must-win game. If the Maroons are going to have any chance of getting to the playoffs, and I realize we're only 3 games in, but we're trying to be realistic in what we're projecting with the schedule, you've got to win at Del Valley. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to look past Temple. It's going to be a tough game. Temple's going to come in with some guys, and it's going to be a very difficult matchup. But that Del Valley game in 2 weeks is a must-win for the playoffs.
It's a must-win.
So, yeah.
We talked at length tonight. This defense has been really good for the Maroons. I mean, and it looks really good for the Maroons. The offense is going to have to figure out ways to help them, and that's going to be – I don't know what the answer to that is. They're going to have to figure out a way to sort that out. Tonight's episode of NFL's Greatest Follies is over. No, I'm just kidding. But tonight's matchup, it does come to an end here on this 9/11 night as the Buda Johnson Jaguars will get the win 34-0 here at House Park. We'll see you back here next Friday right here at House Park as the Maroons. They'll try to regroup. They'll get sent. They'll get an extra day of rest, and they'll prepare to host Temple. That'll do it from all of us on behalf of our sponsors like Torchy's and Austin Infinity and our entire list we read off earlier for you. I don't have it in front of me, and we're kind of in a rush because this House Park, they'll turn the lights off on us if we're not careful. So, but on behalf of our sponsors, on behalf of our entire broadcast crew, Shep, Ian, and Maisie, who was our crew tonight, and we'll go ahead, we'll read off our sponsors too for you real quick. On behalf of our sponsors, Torchy's Tacos, St. John Studios, Z3 Real Estate, Terrytown Pharmacy, Nance Orthodontics, Plains Capital Bank, and Covert Auto Group. And, of course, Austin Fendi, Lee's Meat Market, and West Austin, Pop Warner Football, the Corsairs. On behalf of all of them and behalf of our broadcast crew, Les, the coach, back at home, is our quality control assistant, Meryl Bertrand, our director of broadcasting, and my broadcast partner, Paul Longoria. I'm David Roy, signing off here on behalf of the Maroons from House Park. This will conclude our broadcast of Maroon football here on the Vibe Live Network. We'll be back next Friday when Temple comes to town. We'll see you then.